Hello everyone, my name is Abhiram A. I am a social work student at Kristu University, Bangalore. Today I am going to talk about a very important social issue, domestic violence in India. This topic is not only legally relevant but also deeply connected to our social work practice. Domestic violence is more than just a private family problem. It is a violation of human rights, a criminal act, and a serious public health concern. In this video, I will explain what domestic violence means, its legal framework, at the latest data in India, its causes and consequences, and finally, the role of both social workers and responsible citizens in addressing it. So, what is domestic violence? Domestic violence is any act of abuse, whether physical, emotional, sexual, or financial, within an intimate or household relationship. It is about power and control. The Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005 recognizes this abuse. It ensures a woman's right to reside in her shared household, allows courts to protection and maintains orders, and requires support services like protection officers and shelter homes. On paper, the law is strong, but the real challenge lies in the implementation and breaking social silence. I will share some statistical data. According to the National Crime Records Bureau 2023, it's a recent statistical data, around 4.48 lakh cases of crimes against women were reported in India. That's about 66 cases per lakh female population. So the single largest category was crucially by husband and relatives under the IPC section 498A with more than 1.33 lakh cases. Other categories include physical assault, kidnapping, and rape. Data from the National Commission for Women in 2024, its latest statistical data, shows that out of 25,743 complaints, about 24% were domestic violence cases. That's more than 6,200 complaints in 1 year. Uttar Pradesh report the highest share, followed by Delhi, Maharashtra, and Bihar. This number only showed reported cases. The reality is likely much higher, since many victims remain silent and due to the stigma and fear. So what are the causes and consequences? The root causes of domestic violence are complex. Patriarchal norms often give men control over women. Poverty and economic stress increase conflict. Alcohol and drug use escalate the aggression. A lack of awareness about rights combined with cultural silence make it worse. The consequences are devastating. Survivors face not only physical injuries but also deep psychological scares like depression, anxiety, trauma. Children who witness violence may develop behavioral and emotional problems. Families suffer economically due to the medical cost and loss of wealth, and a long-term health impact can last for years. Let me share a real-life example. A young woman, her name is Asha, was married at 20 soon. Her husband began to control her finance, verbally abuse her, and later physically harm her. Whenever she tried to seek help, her family pressured her to remain silent for the sake of their social image. For years, she suffered in the silence. Finally, with the help of an NGO, she was able to approach the authorities, find temporary shelter, and begin a new life with counseling and support. This example shows how a domestic violence is not only physical, it can be emotional, economic, and social, and it often traps victim in silence. So, we are discussing what is the role of social worker. As a social work trainee, I believe in our role is vital in fighting domestic violence. We are not only helpers but also advocates, educators, and change agents. Social workers play a crucial role in addressing the domestic violence. We provide counseling, emotional support, creating safe space for survivors, We not only focus the particular victims, but also we focus their family, those who are surrounded with them. We connect survivors with legal aid and protection orders. We help arrange medical support and document injuries for legal cases. We work with shelter homes to provide safe space and rehabilitation. We organize awareness programs in schools, colleges and community. Remember, it's our responsibility to take care of those who are suffering. We also engage in advocacy to push for strong policies and better enforcement. And importantly, we collaborate with NGOs, police and government agencies for a coordinated responses. So next we are talking about as a citizen, what is our roles of citizens. But we have the responsibility but the responsibility does not end with social workers. Each one of us as a citizen, neighbor and human being has an important role to play in preventing and responding to domestic violence. Ending domestic violence requires everyone's participation. Listen and believe survivors. Don't blame or judge them. Speak out when you witness abuse or hear harmful jokes and attitudes. Educate yourself and others about laws and resources. Support NGOs that work with survivors. Reported violence safely to authorities for helpline. Remember, domestic violence is a serious concern in India. They also have the right, the victim also have the right to survive in here. So we have to empower them, we have to care them, we have to provide support them. Also promote gender equality in your own family and workplace. And finally, encourage mental health awareness, which help both survivors and perpetrators find healthier ways to cope. To conclude, domestic violence is a serious challenge in India. The statistics are alarming, the personal stories are heartbreaking, but the solutions are in our hand. As a social workers, we must empower and support survivors. As a citizen, we must speak up, break the silence and challenge the norms that allow violence to continue. There are several helpline numbers. So, National Commission for Women Helpline 1091 or 181. Local police or women cells are also there. Local NGOs. If you have any concern or if you know anyone suffering, you can contact or reach them. So remember the numbers 1091 or 181, or you can also connect local NGOs or nearest police stations. Thank you. Before ending this video, I want to give a brief overview about this topic. So, domestic violence is a pervasive, complex issue affecting millions globally and India in no exception. So, I hope this presentation helps to shed light on multifaceted nature of domestic violence in India, exploring its forms, cause, impacts, and pathway towards prevention and support. Our goal is to foster a deeper understanding and encourage collective action against this silent epidemic. India's diverse cultural landscape, socio-economic disparities, and traditional norms contribute to unique challenges in addressing domestic violence. As we already discussed, statistics reveal a staggering reality with millions of women experiencing some form of abuse within their homes. Some of them are not aware about that, but they're really suffering. These figures often represent just tip of iceberg, as many cases go unreported due to fear, social stigma, and lack of awareness. If we discuss about domestic violence, most of them only aware about physical abuse. The sad reality was there is some other form of there. It's not only physical abuse but also emotional or verbal abuse, economic abuse, social abuse, or sexual abuse. Physical abuse involves involving bodily harm through hitting, slapping, pushing, kicking, or other aggressive acts. In emotional or verbal abuse includes insults, constant criticism, threats, intimidation, and humiliation. In the case of economic abuse, it involves controlling finances without withholding money, preventing employment, or seizing earned wages. This creates financial dependency and limits independence. And in the case of social abuse, restricting contact with family and friends, controlling movements, or isolating the victim from external support, as we know that many of them are still suffering these issues. And in the case of sexual abuse, exploiting sexually the victim. Next, we are going to discuss about profound impact on survivors and society. As we have already mentioned, the physical health condition, which involves chronic pain, injuries, sexually transmitted infections, and often death. In the case of mental health, the depression, anxiety, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, low self-esteem, and suicidal ideation are there. And in the case of child development, children exposed to domestic violence often suffer developmental delays, behavioral issues, and can perpetuate cycles of violence. And in societal cost, increased healthcare costs, decreased productivity. Still, there is several legal frameworks, but as we know that the legal frameworks are on paper, and during the implementation time, still we are facing some challenges. Under legal framework, there are several acts are there. Dowry Prohibition Act 1961, Criminal Amendment 1983, PWDVA, Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005 are still there. Prevention and awareness, education on gender equality in schools, mass media campaigns to challenge stereotypes, engaging men and boys are allies against violence, strengthening their law enforcement and judicial training. We can eradicate this social evil. Addressing domestic violence effectively requires the concentrated efforts of individuals, communities, and government bodies. Every action, no matter how small, contributes to build a safer society. Change starts with awareness, but it thrives on action. For survivors, accessing support is a crucial step towards healing and rebuilding their lives. Various organizations and initiatives are working to provide assistance from crisis intervention to long-term rehabilitation, helpness and counseling, confidential support and guidance for immediate crisis and emotional distress, often available 24/7. Shelter homes, providing safe accommodation, food and security for women and children escaping abusive environment. Legal aid and advocacy, assistance with filing complaints, understanding legal rights and navigating the judicial system. Community supports, local groups and NGOs that offer peer support, awareness campaigns and community mobilization. SHG also can play a vital role in this issue.
Our vision for India is one where every individual can live free from the threat of violence, where homes are sanctuaries, and where equality and respect are fundamental rights. Let us work together to make this vision a reality.
Remember this: silence protects the abusers. Speak up, support the survivor. Thank you for watching. Please share this video. Bye.